We started with the basics. What is a vote? Who votes? What is a tribune? We've made progress. Today he asked if votes can be toasted.
They told me to look serious, so I practiced looking at bread and not smiling. Now when I look at people, they flinch, which is probably good.
That poster's been replaced 8 times. First it said vote goat, then vote fire. Now it's peace? I think he's just guessing what we want.
We had to explain what an election is 4 times. The 3rd time he said, so it's like a feast, but with speeches? And honestly, maybe.
When we asked why he wanted to run for tribune, he said, they keep giving me bread, which isn't technically a disqualification. We tried to prep him for a debate. He thought rebuttal meant kicking. He challenged the moderator to a wrestling match, which, again, not disqualifying.
Every time I see him, he's just talking about bread and wine. That's mostly all I think about, too. He will get my vote.
He helped my grandmother cross the street. Twice. She lives in the market. She wasn't even crossing. I'm voting for him anyway.
They said, no more whips. I said, what do I use then? They said, your heart. That's not a punishment. That's a hug.
The horses banned whips, said they were cruel and a thing of the past. How will we handle crime then?
Last week, they tied my cousin to a chair and read poetry at him until he cried. He only stole 2 figs.
It started with whips. But now I can't raise my voice at a goose without a horse looking at me like I've committed treason.
They say it's progress, but I miss when things made sense. Now we punish thieves with dances, riddles, or birthday parties.
This one says, make the criminal hold a goose for 3 hours. I don't know who wrote this, but the goose does not cooperate.
They don't say anything. Just sit there in the way. A whip would do the trick. Pity they are illegal.
I wrote 20 letters today demanding they ban ropes too. Not because I care, just because I love watching old people panic.
No horses allowed in Egypt, by orders of the emperor.
They banned whips in Rome. Said it's the horse's will. Romans are weird. Even their animals give orders.
The emperor banned the horses just before he vanished. Said he wanted one place where the air wasn't full of hooves.
You know what moves goods better than camels? Horses. You know what's illegal here? Horses.
We follow the emperor's final command. No horses, no exceptions. You want transport? Use sandals, or that boat you rode in on.
They told me to stop making the horse. I asked what I should make instead, and they said, something more trustworthy, like a crocodile.
The emperor's last orders. No horses in Egypt. Underlined 3 times. Then just silence.
You gotta get here early. Last week, the crowd overflowed into the street. Some guy laughed so hard he dislocated a rib.
He makes fun of the senators and the olive cult, but they still come. I saw 3 cultists in the back last night, not laughing, but they stayed.
He just talks, that's it. No juggling, no flute. I had to light myself on fire to get 2 claps. But sure, Marcus is a genius.
The fame. It's a burden, but a stylish one. I'm now dressing for 12,000 people. And the gods.
He doubled my profits, tripled my broken amphorae. And last week he made a joke about the consul's hoof. That takes guts. Everyone wants his face. I've drawn it 47 times this week. I don't even like circles.
We play Marcus at school. I go, what is the deal with aqueducts? Then Decimus falls over laughing. He's always the aqueduct.
We booked him for the end-of-year games at the Colosseum. He's opening before the Lions. The Lions are furious. But he kills.
Apparently my Parthian uncle wrote a very polite letter. So now I'm working at the Library of Alexandria. It's large and terrifying.
We copy every scroll the Empire produces. Plays, laws, shopping lists. That Marcus Gestus, hilarious. We translated him into Sumerian.
Rome sent a decree last week, signed by a horse. I asked if it was metaphor. They said, no, he's the consul. I haven't stopped laughing.
I came here to study metallurgy. But yesterday I watched a debate between 2 philosophers about the moral weight of a cucumber. I took notes.
Sina will help with indexing the foreign language collections. Parthian, Syriac, half the stuff no Roman can even pronounce.
Back home, knowledge is passed down by singing to goats. This place has 6-7 words for tax. That's beautiful. And upsetting.
Rome calls this a library. It's a city made of paper. I found a recipe for poison beside a poem about moonlight.
Very useful place.
In Alexandria, we preserve the world's mind. Sina will fit in. But tell him, here, we do not fact-check jokes.
Why did the senator cross the road? To ask the horse permission first.
The bread's gone, the grapes are gone, but Marcus, still here. He's like, comedy grain. Keeps our minds full, even if our stomachs aren't. My cousin's family in Sumer said they heard one of his jokes in translation. Something about a horse running for Tribune. Whole house laughed. Even Grandma.
Markets are empty. But at least we've got Marcus. Man walks into a vomitorium, right? Still makes me laugh.
They booked him for the Tribune election show. In the arena. Finally, something in Rome worth clapping for that's not on fire or four-legged.
I heard Marcus had an affair with a senator's wife and turned it into a 10-minute bit. People say it's the best thing to happen to politics this year.
Not a single shipment from Britannia or Gaul in weeks. But somehow every cart's carrying scrolls with Marcus jokes. Laughter moves faster than grain.
We're hungry, yeah. But when Marcus walks by, the whole street forgets for a second. It's not food, but it's something.
Rome has spoken. Ignis is our tribune. And to celebrate, a grand Colosseum spectacle with jokes.
Sure, we've got no grain, but we've got Ignis. That guy is always talking about bread and wine. He must have a plan.
Half my coworkers joined the Olive Cult. Say they're done with the Empire. Honestly, bakery's closed. Might join too.
Ignis won in a landslide. Rome's starving, but no one's rioting. I think Marcus Gestus and Ignis might actually be holding the city together.
I heard they're building an entire comedy set for the Ignis show. We have no barley, but the stage will be gorgeous.
Last figs came from Gaul a month ago. No one's seen a cart from Britannia. But we've got statues and plays.
People used to ask when food was coming. Now they ask when Marcus is performing next.
Tribune Ignis. Didn't even campaign. Didn't even notice.
But I guess he won Rome the old-fashioned way, by not doing anything dangerous. People always warned me Rome was complicated. Alexandria? Nothing happens. That's the beauty.
You asked for orders from the Dacian front. I found one, but the author, it's listed as Consul Aquinas. That's not a person.
This seal isn't imperial. It's stable master grade. Only used for ceremonial horses.
The cavalry line pivoted west. Mid-battle. I assumed it was a signal. Then we stopped receiving signals.
They brought this back weeks after the battle. Said he'd drowned crossing a river. But there's no river in that region.
He didn't fall. He called for help, clear as day. We heard hooves, but they weren't coming to him.
This was submitted weeks after. Lists a new commanding officer for Dacia. Approved by Hoofprint.
They let the Emperor die. And then they signed the cover-up.
3 of my staff joined the Olive Cult. Just walked out mid-dough. One took the spoon with him. That was my spoon.
Used to have 10 workers. Now it's just me and them. They don't speak. They don't blink. I think one of them ate my lunch.
The whole census team's gone. Left to find truth in the trees, they said. Now I'm doing population estimates based on how many people stole ink. That's Olivia, some warlord's daughter. Some say she saw a battle without blinking. Others say she can see the truth.
I don't even know what they believe. No meetings, no messages, just olives. Silent olives. It's worse than the Stoics.
They say you shouldn't mock the Olive Cult. But what are they going to do? Stare at me, please? I've bombed in front of senators. At least they heckled.